Hey, Dr. Shakib here from Core Pelvic Floor Therapy in Irvine. We're talking about pelvic floor dysfunction and constipation, so stay tuned. All right, let's talk about the role of pelvic floor and constipation. I'm not an expert with internal medicine, but I am definitely an expert when it comes to biomechanics and the impact of your movement, your movable body parts. And yes, your pelvic floor is 100% related to that. And in this case, constipation. Constipation, while nutrition plays a huge role with constipation, so does mobility. You do know that one of the natural ways to deal with constipation is go walk more, exercise more. The reason for that is because inside your pelvic girdle, the pelvis, if you think of it as a bowl, the bottom of this bowl being the pelvic floor, there's a layer, a bunch of muscles and ligaments that are 100% related to mobility. When you move, they are the reason where you're all kept together at the very bottom. Constipation has to do, if you have a compression of internal organs, you can understand mobility is compromised within the intestinal tract. When there is compression because there is lack of proper housing of your internal organs, because the pelvic floor, the bottom of this bowl, is not as strong to hold everything, to hold you in place. For example, when your pelvis is tilted this way, you arch your back, you are not at the optimal positioning of your pelvis, and the pelvic floor positioning is compromised. So now your internal organs don't have that enough room with proper biological breathing when the pressure, inner abdominal pressure, goes from the abdominal diaphragm to the pelvic diaphragm, and just that pressure going down, hitting that diaphragm and coming back up, that oscillation, which helps in the movement, subtle movement of your internal organs, is compromised. Now we're talking about the function of anything that's there being at jeopardy. When it comes to constipation, we have that gets missed quite a bit. Of course, if you're taking medication, sometimes constipation comes as a result of that. If you don't have proper diet, that plays a role in constipation. But this video has to do with the role of pelvic floor dysfunction. Pelvic floor dysfunction is not just the floor itself, but the connection of your body to the floor and its impact on the integrity of the floor. So we're talking about pelvic floor dysfunction and constipation. How do you fix it? You fix the integrity of the pelvic floor. How is that done? Through a whole bunch of different parts that need to be addressed. I'm going to make sure we do a video on that. If you have any questions, contact me at all the methods of contact in the description box, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Do know that there is more to pelvic floor dysfunction than constipation. That's just one of the things that can happen. Until next time, take care.